their preseason games. It looks like they went against Puget Sound, and it was, what is that, 68-0, actually 68-6. And then they were with, let's see here, the Redton Ravens, and it was a 65-0 win. That's nuts. They cleaned up shop for sure.
So pretty exciting games if you like, that offensive football going on out there. So looking forward to that. Who do we have on tonight?
Well, we have the Boltz, and we have, let's see here.
Donnie Vercher on there. Mm-hmm. And also Curtis Johnson.
Yes. So and PJ, of course, doing his amazing interviews.
So. Very, very exciting. And let's see what they've got going on there with the Boltz. So let's just send it on over to PJ.
Heck yeah.
Oh, there we go. Nice catch. Maybe Ventress should put you on the other side of the ball.
Nah, he wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do it? All right. I'm here with the Portland Boltz. Donnie Vercher is a linebacker for the Portland Boltz, and Curtis Johnson, who is a safety. So when I start with you, Donnie, why don't you just introduce yourself and let the people know a little bit about you?
Well, I'm Donnie Vercher. I'm 28. I've been playing football for pretty much all my life. I'm a Portland-grown product. I started at Grant. I moved over to Hawaii for a couple years, played at St. Louis High School where we were ranked number 3. Came back to Grant, finished out high school, and been playing a little bit of semi-pro for the Vipers, and now I'm with the Boltz.
So what, the Boltz are new this year, so you were playing with the Vipers last year. How did you end up getting with the Boltz?
Well, pretty much I heard something, it was like a buzz. Hey, they're starting a new team. You're supposed to be the best of the Northwest. And I'm like, I didn't pay it any mind, and then my quarterback came up to me and said, hey, you should try out. And I went to the combine and saw what it was and got addicted. So that's what it was.
Awesome. All right, Curtis, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
So I'm Curtis Johnson, 26, born and raised here in Portland, Oregon. Started off my career football, pretty much Pop Warner. Just moved on up, got addicted. Played at Jefferson High School, 4-sport athlete there. Then went down to LA Valley in California for JUCO, played there, and then ever since then just been playing semi-pro. Started off, first semi-pro team was the Springfield Buzzards, played for them 2 years, and then moved on to the Monarchs, won a championship with them, 2 championships with them, and then here I am with the Portland Boltz.
So you played with Coach Ventress before on those Monarchs teams.
Right.
Give us a little bit of history of kind of there's been quite a bit of buzz about that Monarchs team in this Northwest area. Why don't you give us a little bit of history about that team?
Ventress pretty much created with that team, he created pretty much a dynasty. Like, that team was the best of the best in the Northwest. I mean, got some of the best athletes from all over, high school, ex-college players, et cetera. And we just all gelled together and just went out and dominated.
So are those, a lot of those guys, have you guys played together before you guys played on the Monarchs, or was that just kind of people from all over the place here in the Northwest?
Well, some of the people that I knew, we all played against each other in high school and whatnot, so we were familiar with one another, like playing against each other. But like, this was like the first time we actually like played on the same team, so it was interesting to see how everybody like played together and stuff, and it was really fun.
Nice. So going back to, you're from here in this Portland area, and you kind of see, do you keep up with what's going on with the prep programs here in the area?
I try to. I mean, a lot of my cousins used to play them. A couple years ago, they graduated, so I kind of fell off. But, I mean, back in the day, yeah, I kept up all the time. So right now, I'm a little behind. So if you ask me something, I'd probably lie to you. So,
so do you notice a difference in kind of the way that the schools are now as compared to like when you were there or as you were growing up?
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, like Grant was that team, and then I guess the power has shifted. Franklin used to be good, now they're not. So, I mean, like I said, I haven't followed it all the way, but, I mean, I know the breed or the caliber of football being played now. I mean, even after I graduated the first year, the next year Grant went almost undefeated, So, yeah, the caliber has been stepped up by, especially Sue was there. I mean, so I think it's a lot better now, I guess.
What year did you graduate?
02.
02.
Yes.
We played you guys. I played football when I was in high school, and I graduated in '99. Okay. So we played you guys my senior year. So I don't know if you probably weren't on the team because you would have been a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of talk about on the program we have a lot of like Portland people in here. What did you guys get the feeling of the community? And I'll start with you. Of the community of what people think about football here locally.
As far as football locally, I mean, That's a really good question because like we don't really have a pro team here, so like everybody always is going for the Blazers or the Timbers, the soccer team, whatever. But like a lot, they pretty much get behind the high school football and stuff because I mean that's everyone loves football, so like that's the thing to do. So with the Boltz starting, I think a lot of more people actually get involved and whatnot and start to rally behind that and whatnot and come out and support.
So, you know, there's the Oregon Ducks, the Beavers. So there's a lot of support of people who did football or, you know, watch football religiously. How are the Boltz going to compare to, you know, maybe some of those, like the Oregon team down there, or how are the Boltz going to, you know, kind of excite some people?
Well, that's, I mean, you said it, excite. I mean, that's pretty much what we're trying to do, get people in the stands. And the team that we have right now, we're loaded, so that excitement level is going to be there. On defense, we fly around. On offense, we fly around. I mean, the caliber of football is pretty much what you're going to see if you go see Oregon. You know, we're out to ball, and we're out to not make people look bad, but we're out to make sure you know that we're going to win.
Make a statement.
We're statement players, and we're trying to prove that statement every time we step on the field.
Your first 2 preseason games, 1 touchdown scored against you. I think one of them was 58, and the other one was 64, right around there. So you put a hurting on a couple of teams.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of games that you guys want to play. You guys want to play like up tempo,
Right.
scoring lots of touchdowns.
Yeah, like our offense is pretty much designed. I mean, I make fun of Ventress all the time about this, man. So he's pretty much in Chip Kelly's playbook because his offense is just up tempo, fast paced. It's just like bam, bam, bam. There's like no breaks whatsoever. So it's just like, and the defense is kind of the same way as we just pretty much try to outdo the offense, whatever. So it's pretty much fun. So it's like if the offense is scored, then okay, we got to go try to get an interception and take that back to the house or whatnot. And it's just like, Donnie said, like if we're just a tackle, everybody swarms to the ball, not just one person. Like everybody's there, everybody's in on it.
So one of the things I want to talk about a little bit later is the dynamic between the offense and the defense. You know, you guys are all teammates, but you guys, there's a lot. I've been to almost every practice. You guys talk a lot of trash. So I want to get to that a little bit later. But talk about, you guys are both defensive players. How is it practicing against a team that plays at that pace? What does it do for your practice?
It makes us better. I mean, we're out there challenging people every day. Every Saturday we're out there. We're not half stepping. We're out there, and it makes us better. You know. And then 1 or 2 plays they get us, hey, you know, high five them, but we're going to get you the next one, I guarantee. You know, so it makes, I think, for a good competition level between offense and defense.
Now you've gone against Russ Schneider, who's the quarterback for the Boltz, for a couple of years now. You've been on the other side of the ball. How does his level of ability, and when you got a couple of those receivers over there on the other side who are very, very proficient and have a really good chemistry with Russ, how does that make you better as a safety?
I mean, man, I mean, Russ is an outstanding quarterback. I mean, the best I've ever seen before. And then the receivers he's had over the years have just been the same way. It's like over the years, you just kind of like, you nitpick at him, like what he likes, what he dislikes, who's his favorite target, who's not his favorite target, and whatnot. And then you kind of like just isolate on those little weaknesses he has, and then you kind of just like step your game up from there. So like if you know that he's gonna target on this one particular receiver, and then you gotta kind of, as a safety perspective, kind of, not really give it away what you're gonna do, but kind of like cheat over to like, okay, the area he's gonna go, and just kind of pretty much just a chess game with him. Gotta, okay, if he's gonna do this, okay, I gotta make him move better than that. Then it's he's one of the hardest QBs I've ever had to play against, to be honest. Because he's just so unpredictable.
Yeah, and I'm sure it makes you guys better as you keep to do it.
Right.
So, when you guys were going against a team like Puget Sound, I don't think that their starting quarterback even made it down here because he had some issues. And so you're going against their backup quarterback. Is it almost like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier compared to what you do in a practice because their level of skill isn't as high?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not necessarily easier. It's just like you pretty much set yourselves to pretty much face their best QB, and then like, okay, they have their backup, and then like you kind of have to adjust because you don't know, you've never seen film on him or what he's capable of, so you kind of have to adjust as the game goes, like what he does and what he doesn't do and whatnot.
Okay, so talking a little bit about the trash talking between the offense and defense. Both sides of the ball like to talk a little bit.
Man.
So offensively, what receiver talks the most?
I would say Bodeman. That man's mouth is like a train. He keeps running.
Yeah.
He'll call anybody out. I want you, come here. And like Pabliano, Jason, I need some work. Come out here. Come out here right now. So he trash talks most. And then I would say Russ, because Rusty's out there and he'll pick on you. Hey, how'd you get there? You got lucky on that one, didn't you? Yeah, I got lucky. I got your pick though, so don't worry about it. So, yeah.
One of the guys that I think we mic'd him up for one of the practice was M. Shaka.
Oh,
He
okay.
is cornerback. He seemed like he talks a lot while he's out there too.
Oh, yeah, Shaka's one of those players that's like, when you see him like off the field, or he's cool, he's calm, and like he's a cool person. But like once we put on the pads, it's like he's just a totally different person. It's like he's out there jawing just like the rest of us. So and like that's what kind of intimidates people. Is like you see him, and he's a little guy, but like he's a very good corner. So like there's like, oh, I'm just gonna take advantage of no big deal. It's like once those pads come over on the field, it's a totally different story.
Okay, why don't you talk a little bit about the linebacker core that the Boltz have this year?
Well, I think we have a really, really good linebacker core. You got Bo, you got DJ, Tolo, and myself. I haven't played on a team with that much linebacker talent for a long time, So I think our linebackers are probably at the heart of our defense. I mean, we do have great safeties and great corners, but I think our linebackers are athletic enough to, to be a safety and strong enough to be a D lineman. So yeah, I think that's, you're asking me, I would say our linebacker is probably the heart of our defense.
One of the things during the first game when you guys were playing Puget Sound, Bo got an interception. And he got it down to about the half-yard line. How much ribbing were you guys giving him for not scoring on that?
We all thought he scored, to be
Yeah,
honest.
It looked like he scored. I would say he scored, but since he didn't actually score, he heard it. I mean, he's still hearing it now.
Yeah,
he's still hearing it now. So how you get shooting tackled on the half-yard line? And then the way he held it, I don't know if you saw the video, he was more of a, like he was playing, playing that two-hand touch flag football or something. I was like, oh, Lord. But yeah, we ragged on him for
He looked like he was a quarterback running an option out there. He just sitting there okay. He's going to get that for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
He really is.
I don't know if you guys have you guys seen the video for it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he did it, me and Brad Stein were calling the game, and I called him the old crafty veteran. I was like, I hope he doesn't talk to me about that after I called him old.
It fits him. It really does
Yeah.
fit
the
him.
big fundamental.
Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit about some of the corners and safeties that the Boltz have this year?
Oh, man. Okay, we got myself, Aaron Dixon, Jason Pagliano, Pagliano, yeah. What's the other guys? Shaka, of course. We got Kaylee McCray, Fester, yeah. And there's one more. Andite. One more. I can't think of it. It's so bad about I know them. But it's like, Quincy.
Quincy,
yeah. So all of them are just phenomenal athletes, and they played at the top of the top. So Aaron came from Portland State. Fez was playing overseas in Europe somewhere. Shock, I think, has played over in Japan.
He went to Western Oregon.
Yeah. And Dyke was on the Monarch team with me as well. And then Jason was on the Vipers with this guy, hothead, but I'm glad he's on our side now. It's an unbelievable core. It's like Donnie said, the team is stacked. This is the first team I've ever been a part of. There's actually depth at every position, and everybody's good at the position. So it's you can't be mad if some person doesn't get enough playing time. It's just because everybody's good.
Yeah. Funny story I'll share about Pagliano was that I remember, I'm pretty sure it was the first practice with pads. And we're going receivers. You guys are out there, and he is laying guys out. Coach Ventress is like, stop hitting the receivers. This is not a hitting drill. He got so mad. I think he did it 3 or 4 times. Until finally coach is like, get him out of here.
That was a statement game for him, I guess. He was trying to make sure.
He was trying to.
I'm here. I'm Jason Pagliano. If you don't know me, this is me. So.
Yeah, that. And then Ventress, of course, Ventress is, especially in practice. We have the pads line, we go thud or whatever, but it's as far as actually trying to go kill our players, we don't do that. I'm not knocking Jason off. I loved it as far as a defensive player, and I'm sure Donnie did too, but yeah, Ventress will tear you a new one if you do that, especially if it's a receiver or if it's the QB. So, yeah.
So what is Ventress? You played for him for a couple of years. Talk a little bit about Ventress and kind of how he is as coaching style and what it's like to play for him.
Oh, he's just just smash mouth straight coach. He's good with pretty much getting players together and gelling them and pretty much making a nucleus of a team. He may yell at you and whatnot and cuss at you, but what coach doesn't, right? So we all. If your coach isn't yelling at you or whatnot, obviously you're doing something right. So it's I like him. He's one of the best coaches I've ever had as far as football. So great guy, funny guy too. On top of that, like he'll be there cracking jokes on the sideline, is like especially, and if it's somebody on the other team or the coach like makes him mad, he'll just like, you know what, I'm just gonna run up the score, whatever. So, like matter of fact, he did that at the what was that, the Wolfpack game? Yeah, like they were just jawing at him and whatnot. So he was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep running up the score. So it's like, but yeah, Ventress is a character. He's fun. I like him.
So this is your first year with him. What are your impressions of him?
Wow. Flamboyant, maybe? I don't know.
Fentress is going to see that one.
He is.
I'm surprised he's not texting us right
now.
now.
He probably is. But he makes sure that everybody knows he's there. I remember the first real practice we had. He was late, of course. And he pulls up, and he just blasting Michael Jackson. No bass, all high. I was like, bro, I got to go get you a sub or something. But yeah, he's a good coach. I mean, he knows how to talk to each person and, put them in their place if he needs to. But at the same time, he'll be the first person to, say, hey, good job, So yeah, he is one of the better coaches I have played for. And you can tell, look at his career. The longevity in it is ridiculous. It's going to go forever. Especially if he wants to stay on this level.
His resume is just incredible. I think over his years with the Monarchs, I think he was, I don't even know the exact score, but I think he was in 2 years, he was like 28 and 4 or something like that. So it's like, he knows what he's doing. And I really hope after he's done with all this, he can actually go into the next level and get into a college or maybe a pro team or something like that. Because he actually knows what he's doing and he deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of kind of the future, what is your goal coming to the Boltz?
Me, well, essentially just to, ride with my man Ventress and go out and just have fun. But now as I'm into it, I'm still young. I'm only 26, so my main goal is probably just to try to get into an arena somewhere, whatnot, or maybe something overseas or whatnot, and just see where that goes and takes me.
Is that what about as far as the team? Those are some personal goals. What about as far as goals for the team?
Oh, the team. The team just go out and just win. Have fun, but at the same time win and let people know that okay, this is a team to be reckoned with, and they're no pushover. Because there's a lot of teams that people just look over. Oh, there's no big deal. They're not worried about them. But this team is not one of those teams you look over. We're going to come at you hard and fast.
Yeah.
And you're going to know we're there. So, and yeah.
What about for you? What are some personal goals and what's your goals for the team?
My personal goals, as far as the Boltz go, I'm just trying to go out and bring a championship home to Portland. I'm on the backside of my window. I'm 28, I still got a couple years left in the tank, but, I'm realistic. As far as the team, nothing less than perfection, I guess. I think we step out on the field, and if we come out like that, then that's what we're going to get. In our defense, we're always looking for that goose egg. We're not, that 6 points right now is still, making us mad. We'd much rather be sitting here 2-0, blowing people out by 65-0, every time. But, that's not the case, But there's a lot of teams in the league we're playing now, and a lot of them already, hawing about we're going to do this, that, and that. And I can't wait till we can prove what Portland's bringing, So.
All right.
So just to kind of clarify, the 2 games that you guys played, those are preseason games. Those are against teams that are not in the PDFL, which is the name of the league that the Portland Boltz are in. The competition that you guys are going to be playing in the PDFL, there's a team in Seattle, Idaho, and Utah, correct? And then I think there's a team in New Mexico, but you guys don't play them this year, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you guys have 6 regular season games. You play each team 3 times. Okay, so Idaho is going to be your first home game, correct?
Yes.
And that's going to be not this Saturday, but the Saturday after?
Next.
Yep. The 18th?
Yeah, the 18th.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk a little, kind of what are your expectations of the skill level of the players that you're going to be playing against in the PDFL?
Well, the Seattle team, they got the hype man, Mr. Mike Bell, coming out of the league, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna know our name before he leaves. Everybody says, oh well, he's gonna, he's there, and I don't care. I don't care who you are. Once you put on the field, you're my equal, and I'm gonna make sure you know that I'm here. But that's the talent for them. But there's another guy that plays for
the Utah team.
And there's a couple of wide receivers that are the real deal. So it's going to be giving them, the corners and DBs, they're going to give them a chance to actually play some football, because the first 2 games they was slacking back there, just letting us up front handle it, But the talent level is going to be. We're going to be down here right now, but who we're playing, and we're jumping, to the top of the top in 2 weeks.
So, and I believe that Utah team, Justin Finney, former Oregon Duck, got drafted by New Orleans, I believe, played with Dallas. I think he plays for that Utah team.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some talent out there on a lot of these teams.
Yeah. It's like Donnie said, they got the talent, but end of the day, it's just a person just like us, and I'm pretty sure there's a few of us on the team who have played with people who are in the league right now. So it's like if they just went to the next step. So there's nothing against them or anything, or nothing against us, but at the end of the day, it's football. We all have pads on, so it's let that do the talking.
Is there, when you have a guy like Mike Bell who was in the Super Bowl, 2-3 years ago with the Saints, is there a little added something there when you go to play Seattle, that knowing that he's on the other side?
Yeah, so I have to let them know. Just because you were in the NFL, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's just the accolade. Yeah, it's just the name. But hey, we can play just like the rest of them too. So hey, all I'm gonna say is, hey, by the end of the night, he gonna know what the Boltz defense is all about.
So who do you say is the marquee for is it offense or defense for the Boltz? Who's the one that people should come see?
You better answer that question correct.
That's a hard one. That is a hard one. I mean, honestly, if you want to go see football, there's action on both sides of the ball. So, like, there is no just one side that's going to be good and the other side is, like, offense, you're going to see some fireworks. Defense, you're going to see some hard hitting. So, it's like, everybody just come out and just see everybody. At the end of the day, that's all I can say about that. You want to add something to that, Donnie?
Well, I mean, if you're going to want to come see the offense. We'll be real.
Yeah.
Come out there and see our high-powered offense. Come see Bodeman catch, 50-yard bombs. Come see, Isaiah Smith catch 60-yard bombs. We'll be the defense, doing the dirty work. We'll handle that.
Yeah.
But
Bailing them out from time to
we'll
time.
bail them out. But if you want to come see it, our offense is nice to look at.
So the offense kind of reminiscent, like locally, would you say it's kind of reminiscent of Oregon's? They run that shotgun, they run the spread option, they run no huddle. Is that kind of what you would make the comparison to?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like it's a fast-paced offense, not as fast as Oregon's, but it's up there. Like it's spread. I mean, we probably run 90% of the time, or pass 90% of the time, run 5% of the time. So yeah, it's Oregon offense, so to speak.
It seems like in the first couple of games, you guys have run the ball more than I thought coming into it. You guys have been up quite a bit in a lot of those games, so you guys haven't had to really air it out as much. But it seems like there's a really good balance. You got both Smiths back there running the ball on the offense. So it seems like there's definitely some firepower back there to be able to run the ball as well.
Yeah, I mean, when you got two premier running backs like David Smith and then T.R. Smith, I mean, you got to give them the ball. You got to let them see what they can do. And Finch's style is pass, but he knows he has two good running backs, so he has to give them the ball and let them shine. As you can see, what was that? The Wolfpack game, David Smith just had a field day on the line over there, so it's like, hey, we got the power, we got the talent back there. You just got to let them get exposed.
Also on offense, you got tight end Dukeshire. Everyone calls him Duke. He is a monster.
That dude.
Yeah.
He went to Benson, and I went to Grant when we were seniors.
Yeah, I actually played with him
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And he's black and small, and I'm black and small. So, and I was coming from Hawaii, so we were like, hey, you see who that is? Like, yeah, hey, okay. So we met, and then I met his mom. He's cool. But yeah, he's a man child. That dude. I mean, don't tell him I tell you this, but every time we go ahead, it's like, gosh, I gotta tackle him. Okay, he's big. He's a lot to deal with. I mean, that goes to say with our line too. Our line, I mean, we're leaving them out. They're pretty much our bread and butter because we got like athletes at line, and
I think
not like sloppy guys, but we have athletes at line. So
I think our smallest lineman is like 6'2".
Yeah.
I think the smallest
center.
it's like 6'2", like 250, something like that, and the tallest is like 6'6", something.
6'6", yeah. So
it's a lot of beef up there.
Yeah. All right, so we got a lot of great things going on with the Boltz. You guys have 3 home games this year. You guys are going to be playing your games out at Hillsborough Stadium.
Right.
And those are going to be on Saturdays in the evening mostly?
Yeah.
There's one that's going to be like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, there's like 1, maybe 2 at the most that are like 1 o'clock, but the majority of them are 6 or 7.
Okay. So it's a great opportunity to go out there. Do you guys have a website that people want to buy tickets or get more information about the Boltz? Is there a place where they can go find that?
Yeah.
We have a website. You can go to our Facebook page. You just put Facebook page / Portland Boltz. That's the easiest way, or just PortlandBoltz.com.
PortlandBoltz.com.
Yeah.
Are either of you guys on Twitter? You guys interact with fans at all?
Yeah. I'm on there, but like I don't have like a Portland Boltz like Twitter name or anything like that.
Oh, they just want to get in touch with you, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, I don't even know. Do we have a Twitter page or whatnot?
No,
I don't.
No, there is a Boltz one, but I don't think it's not updated.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, yeah, mainly.
Do you interact with fans at all, or is it mostly just friends and
friends? I mean, it's a couple celebs that I actually have met and whatever. But yeah, it's mainly friends. Have fun, joke.
Yeah.
Pretty cool thing.
Are you big into like social media?
Just Facebook. Twitter is above my brain capacity.
Above your pay grade?
Pay grade too, I guess. I think too much, but yeah, a lot of people follow on Facebook, so that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so if they want to find you on Facebook or something like that, they can do that. So Portland Boltz, it's going to be an exciting season. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been working with you guys for pretty much. I think I interviewed you on the combine, so I've known you since then, and I'm really looking forward to some exciting football. There's not any football. Football is a fall time sport, and Portland really needs. There's a pretty good pocket of like the semi-pro here in the area, and I think this is just taking the next step for football in the area. There's not any University of Oregon, Oregon State, Portland State, none of that's going on right now. So this is, if you want to watch some football and you want to watch some really good football, Portland Boltz is where you need to be, right?
Yeah, yes,
No
sir.
other place.
Hey, Saturdays.
That's for sure.
Come in, bring the family, come eat, have a good time. It's hot now, so hey, nobody else is doing anything. Bored, hey, come out and watch the football.
Yep.
All right, so tickets are pretty inexpensive. I think they're about $10.
$10 for $10 for adults, and kids I think under 6 are free.
Okay.
And if not, I think the kids tickets like 6 above are like $2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's actually 12. So 12 and
12.
under is free.
Yeah,
I
12
think.
and under free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely a family affordable. You can't go to a Blazer game for that. So,
Yeah.
so if you want to come out and watch some good football, make sure you come out and check out the Boltz. I want to say thank you to Donnie and Curtis. You guys got anything else? You got any shout outs you want to give family at home or anything like that?
Actually, this Saturday we have a team scrimmage.
Okay.
Yeah. Was it starts at 9 or 10?
Starts at 10. We have a team scrimmage / barbecue. So if you guys want to come out and
Bring the kiddos.
bring the kids, that Curtis signed some autographs. He'll be out there kissing babies with that not, but
All right, so make sure you come out Saturday.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
It's at Hillsborough
That's
Stadium,
Hillsborough,
right?
yes.
No, it's at Harefield.
Oh, Harefield.
Oh, Harefield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All
And
right.
it's free. And it's free too.
And it's free. There you go. So get some Portland Boltz action this weekend. All right, thank you, Donnie. Thank you, Curtis. And hopefully we'll see some more of you after. Quick prediction. What's your record at the end of the year?
I knew it was coming. Let's see, first year team. I'll go out. I'll go 8-0.
8-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought about it. I already knew what my answer was. Undefeated. We're trying to play. We're playing for a national championship. That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one playoff game for Western, one from the Eastern. You guys meet in the championship. Play here at Hillsborough Stadium if you guys win.
Yep.
That'd be nice.
All right. We'll prepare for that.
There you go.
All right, thank you very much, guys.
All right, no problem.
Peter, Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, PJ. That was a great interview with 2 defensive players from the Boltz there. I was going to say, it sounds like they're going to have a great season, and they've got great expectations, especially with their productions there in the end. So a couple players we're going to look for this upcoming season, Michelle.
Yeah, and I've actually already got my season pass, so I will be there Saturday evenings. You can actually get it online. I believe we were at www.portlandboltz.com. So definitely make those purchases. I have a feeling the ticket prices are going to go up next season, though.
I was going to say, if
It
they
always
have
happens.
a great year like they're expecting, I was going to say you're going to expect those prices. And
One thing that actually stood out to me during the interview was, they were saying, what kind of team do you want to be? And they were like, we're going to be a make a statement team. And you can tell that they're actually going to succeed in doing that, considering the preseason games. I mean, they cleaned up shop. 68-6 and 65-0. That's great.
like you said, that up tempo, pick up that pace and make a statement. They want, make a statement game.
They already did. So let's just wait for the season to start, right?
Well, I was going to say they've got a scrimmage against each other this Saturday. So
Right, yeah.
That could be fun to watch. You know, they know each other, and like they said, it's a
They
barbecue.
seem like a
out
fun
there,
group
so
for sure.
Go out to the barbecue and have a good time. It's at Hillsborough Stadium.
Heck
so.
yeah.
Well,
And yeah. Speaking of barbecues, there's the Derby, right?
Well, I was going to say in some other sporting news, and one exciting event for me, the Kentucky Derby happened this past weekend, which was a great weekend here in Portland in the city of roses. If you watched the Run for Roses, you had a great view out there. It's great weather, a little rainy out there in Churchill Downs with Orb with the winner. Michelle, are you even paying attention to me right now?
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Something underneath the desk or biting
No,
at your
I'm just
feet?
kind
You
of
got-
itching to know what the score is right now. Warriors versus Spurs. Can
Oh,
someone
that-
can someone find that for me?
She's
That
worried
would be
about her
great.
Golden State Warriors over here.
Heck
I
yeah.
told her the Spurs going to
Did
win.
you see the
so
last
she-
game? It was nuts.
so
Crazy.
You don't need to worry about this one.
No,
the Spurs are
actually,
going to win it again.
No,
so
No, seriously though, can someone find the score?
She needs her score over here. She's not
I'm
going to be able to
supposed
pay
to get a
attention to
halftime
us
score.
tonight.
By the way, your Spurs were down during halftime.
Well, that's all right.
I'm just
My
saying.
Cardinals won the national championship, so we found that that NCAA March Madness ended. Louisville won the championship,
All right.
hometown team.
Yeah.
So that was my excitement
I
for
see,
the
I
year.
see that you're wearing the colors.
I won't put them down. You got a full year to represent and love it, so I'm going to take the full year's
All right.
worth. and
Okay, that's true.
I know you're going going for Golden State.
I
so,
know.
I might
I know.
give you a little on that since Louisville won.
Yeah, okay. You took the first game, but we'll see what happens tonight. Okay? We'll see. We'll see who'll be celebrating. All right, so
Well, along with that, the game going on there, we've got the website, though, that you can always go to for Portland SportsBeat. I would say it's at portlandsportsbeat.com. We've got old interviews, website, all of our website broadcasts that we've got on there, the
Yeah.
games that we've done.
we also have, let's see,
Twitter
we have the
account?
radio part of it where they just do the recordings
Which
and
is new, we're doing with that baseball league, so you can catch the baseball league now, where you can find the full broadcast of the baseball games on there, which will be exciting.
you could also find contact information for, if you want to get in contact with our producers and actually maybe even be on the show
And
potentially.
we do have a call in for the show that you can call in for if you have any questions or anything like that. Unfortunately, I don't have that number in front of me, but
I do not. Is there a way we can get that bar down here?
we might have it on the website. So if you're at home in front of your computer, get on the website. See if you can call us here at PCM. We love to take your phone calls, any questions or anything. We love doing that.
That would
here.
be really fun, actually. I would love a lifeline right now
Maybe
that
if
would
somebody
give me the
call
score.
in with the score of the game, Michelle her nerves would be a little less tense for her.
I just really need to know.
All
right,
There's
okay.
that number for you. It's
There it is.
503-288-4442.
Call in if you have the score. That would be great, actually.
That is to reach us at Portland Sports Beat. Michelle wants her score, but if you have any questions for any of our guests or just while we're here in the studios, you can reach us then.
Yeah.
Let's say right now in the studio, we've actually got a couple basketball players that were at
Yes,
the
we do.
Northwest Shootout. That was Saturday the 20th there. It's a great high school tournament.
And we actually watched these two play against each other at the LO and Tigard game when we went to LO.
We
right?
saw the Lake
Yeah.
Oswego Tiger game that had, Ethan Garrison was in that game.
Yes, Evan Garrison.
Evan Garrison was in that game, and then Khyan Rayner. We've also got who plays for Jesuit High School. He's actually graduating, going off to Princeton, so that'll be an exciting next fall
exciting.
he will have.
Yeah.
So,
So-
and, we got that coming up with both those players to talk about how Oregon won and beat Washington this year in a 113 to 111 game. So
Yeah.
it's just a close, great basketball game.
That's great.
Had to be exciting for those boys going out on their senior year to end with that, that game in the end.
Okay, I'm laughing because you said Oregon and it sounded like you said Oregon. Can you tell our viewers what you said earlier today about your Oregons?
So I came to Oregon and lost in Oregon.
Yes, you did. So,
I showed up, I lost my appendix. It was a new experience. I came to the state, they took it away from me. Told it wasn't anything I needed, but
Good.
I'm
Well,
glad to be back.
we are glad that you are doing okay.
thank you,
Yeah, I'm
yes.
sorry. After you said Oregon, I was like, I have to say it. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you amused out of it. It was it was an experience. It was fun. I'm telling you, I'm glad to be
It
back.
was not fun.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah,
at all.
that
I'm just
doesn't,
trying to take a little light in the situation of
It's
being
okay.
that bored.
Yeah,
so.
don't make light of that situation. I'm sure it was a serious
Well,
thing.
let's get to talking to these boys over here after that. So, PJ, take it away.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Just to give you a quick update on the score, Michelle, they're down. Golden State's down. Yeah, no, it's really 83-72 Golden State. There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter. So, Good game out there. Okay, so with me, also some hoop fans, I'm guessing. So why don't we go ahead, Khyan and Evan from Jesuit and Tigard High School. Why don't you go ahead, Khyan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, I moved to the state sophomore year. My stepdad was in the military, so we moved here sophomore year from Rhode Island. I got started at Jesuit. Look at me now, I'm kind of scrawny now. You should have imagined me 2 years ago. Coach Potter took me in, had me starting sophomore year, and I played well then and have been starting ever since. And this next year I'm headed out to Princeton, and I'm really excited about that. Jesuit's been great for me, and so is Coach Potter. So I'm really excited.
So your sophomore year, you guys won a championship, is that right?
We won a championship my sophomore and junior year.
So you come in as a sophomore. You're starting for probably one of the highest profile teams in the state. What was that like? Did you feel the pressure, or was there, not knowing really kind of what was going on or what the team was about, was there not any pressure?
It was kind of like that deer in headlights look. I mean, I kind of just like, because I came in, Coach Potter said, we had the banquet a couple weeks ago, and he saw me, he said, there was news that a new guy was here and that he was really good, and he was looking down the hallway. He has the classroom right outside our lockers, so he was looking down the hallway and he was looking over me and he looked down and he was like, this kid, and he just wow, okay, that's cute, he said. So then when I finally got out on the floor and he definitely gave me a chance. So but yeah, I mean, with Kyle Wilcher and Jordan Akunike, Jack Rodall, Ryan Benson, I mean, those guys really just took me in, and I was kind of just another cog in the wheel at that point, kind of just get Kyle the ball, get Jordan and Jack the ball, just do whatever you tell me to do, Coach. As long as I start and get some playing time, that's all I want. So that's kind of how that worked out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Evan, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about you?
Evan Garrison, 18 years old, senior at Tigard High School. Grew up in Tigard my whole life. Really, story still being written. I was a football player growing up and didn't really focus on basketball until sophomore year. And then started, work at it, started to gain a work ethic, and decided, this is what I want to stick to. Never started sophomore year, and ever since then, just been growing. So, still being written.
Do you play any other sports? Do you still play football, or are you just kind of focused on basketball at this point?
Focused on basketball. I like to play golf for fun, and then I work out with the track team every once in a while. But yeah, mainly basketball.
So, kind of talk about your, you played football when you were younger. Was that something that was kind of like taught to you, or is that just kind of what you naturally gravitated towards, and then you kind of grew into loving basketball?
Yeah, my dad and my uncle were both football players, and so growing up, that was a sport they wanted to get me into, and then played basketball too, and then that we kind of figured out that was just what naturally is best for me, and after freshman year, kind of realized, not as big as the last guys getting here. I didn't think I'd get that big, so let's stay in the basketball gym and leave the hitting to other bigger guys. So.
Do you think that helped you though? Is there like a sense of like the physical play of football? Do you think that helped you in basketball?
Yeah, it helped me a lot because it's football's a lot more physical. So and being smaller, you had to be even more physical than the game, and so that helped me a lot on the basketball court.
All right. So talk about this year, Jesuit. You guys were back-to-back state champions, and kind of talk about the expectations coming into this year.
Honestly, they had dropped a lot. I mean, they were still kind of up there, but they had dropped a lot. We had only lost, we lost 4 seniors, one in particular. Colin Spickerman, the big guy, Alaska Anchorage this year. So we lost him. People really thought the last couple years, ever since Kyle left, it was like we have nobody left. We're not going to win anything, or we're not going to be any sort of good. So, but this year, there weren't a lot of expectations going into this year. It was like, yeah, we'll do good. I thought, we knew who we had and we knew what we were going to do, and the system that Gene Potter runs is just amazing. So really, any team, you can't really count Jesuit out ever. But they counted us out at the beginning of the year, and as the season went on, we just kept winning, and we got to the Les Rob Invitational, and we beat 2 top 25 teams in the country, and made it to the championship, and lost to Lake Oswego, a local team, which is kind of surprising, seeing as how we beat 2 nationally ranked teams, and Lake Oswego was just, we played them the last couple of years, so, but it is what it is, and, we had a great year, and then I don't really like to talk about the state tournament. I'll just say that we lost in semifinals, and that's about it. I know you want to give props to the team. Actually, Central Catholic beat us in semifinals, so I'll give them that, but that's about as far as I'll go about that.
A little butthurt.
Yeah, it still definitely hurts, but, you got to take the wins and losses, so.
Talking about the Les Schwab Invitational, we were out at that, and you were playing Aaron Gordon, who's one of the top prospects in the league. You had one of your best games against Archbishop Mitty. Talk about that game and kind of what it's like to go against a player who's on the national scale like that.
Well, actually, there's a little bit of a funny story. We're getting ready for the game. We won a first round game. Second round game, we were like, it's a top 25 team. We're still kind of trying to find ourselves. Just don't want to get blown out. That was the first thought. And then we're going up against Oregon Godin. We just don't want to get dunked on. So and with all the anxiety and stuff, I showed up late to the game, actually. I showed up like a minute before the team the team was already walking out on the floor and I showed up. So I didn't even get a start. Aaron, I guess, had shown up to films late too. So we both didn't start. So it was, count all that, add all that up. It was nerve-wracking because we both went in with like 5 minutes into the game, and we were just. I was nervous, at least. I'm sure he wasn't. He's top 25 in the country. But so as the game progressed, I had the game of my life. I really still surreal to me right now. But yeah, I ended up with like 32 that game, and had more than him, and we went to we won it in overtime. And the play before the game to send it to overtime, I had turned it over, and they laid it up to go up, and then I went back and I scored, and then went to overtime, and then we won it finally. But yeah, that game was crazy, and I always remember that game.
One of the things that I'm gonna talk to Evan here for a sec, but I'm gonna come back to kind of the rivalry that is kind of going between Jesuit and Lake Oswego.
Okay.
There's been, you guys played each other quite a bit in the last few years in some high-profile games.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that.
Gotcha, okay.
So Evan, talk about your expectations for this year and what you thought coming into the season.
We really didn't think too much. I thought we were really young, and so we were just kind of, let's get through the season, see where we can take it after the first couple games. And so we had a rough start. I think we started out like 3-7 and went 0-4 in the Les Schwab, and so that was rough. But then we took it from there, won 15 straight games, and I think we really learned a lot and improved a lot. And then somehow had to go down to Crater first round game, and then somehow got stuck with Lake Oswego second round game, and so that was tough. But we just took it how it is, and played a good game against Lake Oswego. Fell a little short, but it was overall fun year, and I think a lot more than what everybody expected.
We actually did that Lake Oswego game, that game that you guys played out at Lake Oswego High School, and I really hadn't seen you play before that, and I was just like, your composure and your ability to like create, I was just really impressed with your skills while you were out there, and especially playing against a team that hadn't lost yet all year. You guys were definitely the underdog going into that game. No one really gave you that much of a chance, and you guys played a really good game.
Yeah, we went in, and I think the biggest thing for us, and what I was telling all the guys, is don't play scared. Don't be intimidated about what they've done and who they've done it against, because they still got to do it against us. And so trying to lead by example and going out and still trying to go out Calvin and going at all those guys. I think guys started picking up, like Brian Berg and all those guys, and we started really playing together, playing good. And we were up at one point, and then I looked up at the scoreboard. We're up by 1 with like 3 minutes left, and I was, that's like, wow, we can get this, and so it was fun.
Yeah, that was a really good game. It was probably one of the more exciting games that we had all year, just because of the style it was played. There was a great crowd out at Lake Oswego High School. I think you guys brought some pretty good turnout over there, over on the side. I saw that. So that was just a really good example of the passion that people have for basketball here in the Portland area.
It was a great environment. I loved it. It was one of the most fun games I've ever played. I remember we had a layup right at the end of the third quarter, and so we're all hyped up. And then we go in the huddle, and I come out, and I haven't looked in the crowd all game. And then we come out at the start of the fourth quarter, and I look around, I'm like, wow, there's not a seat open. The guys are in the doorway. I heard Kevin Love was there, and then that was when it really hit me. This is a big deal. So it was a lot of fun. It was loud too. So.
Is that one of those things that you're going to look back, like as you get older? Is this one of your best memories from like high school?
Oh yeah, I'll never forget that game. Because definitely, growing up with all the Lake Oswego kids, we played in like 5th and 6th grade. So growing up with all of them, and then final high school game, playing against them, it was fun.
So like AAU, do you guys play, like have you guys played against each other, like besides in school ball, do you guys play against each other in AAU? Or
I think we've
like
played
that?
a couple times.
Yeah.
we all play against each other on the circuit.
So many
and
different
so,
leagues and stuff like
yeah.
that you kind of just, I mean, I've probably played them 5 or 6 times, just kind of either rec league game, AAU game, just something here and there. But yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah. So, he played Lake Oswego. We talked a little bit earlier about that kind of battle that has been going on between you and Lake Oswego. I think you played 3 times this year or 2 times this year?
3 times.
3 times this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about that, Calvin Hermanson, one of the better players in the state. Talk about, what it's like to play a team like that. They were undefeated all year, and, you guys had beaten them the previous year was that you guys beat them at the state championship, correct?
Yeah, the state championship.
Yeah. So talk about, kind of that rivalry between you and Lake Oswego.
I mean, it's a big rivalry. We've been playing them, ever since, sophomore year. Coach was like, this is the team that you need to, get ready for. And I was like, okay. I didn't know any high schools in the area. I was literally just all I knew was Jesuit. So I heard there was a good guy my age out at Lake Oswego. So we played them. With the guys that we had sophomore year, it wasn't really that big of a deal. So we kind of beat them. A couple times that year, and then last year we beat them a couple times too. And then the most important game, obviously, was we beat them in the LSI. A lot of people don't remember how we beat them in the LSI to get to the semifinals were on ESPNU. So we beat them the game before that to get to. So it was basically the ESPNU game to get on national television. So that was honestly, that was up there in my mind with the state championship game. So we played them in 2 huge games last year, and then this year they definitely. They had a couple transfers, and then their better player was hurt too. So I'm not saying they didn't. They called in some people. I don't know. They always say we're recruiting and stuff, but they had some guy come from France. They had somebody, the best player in 3A, go to their school, and then they had obviously their other guy, Connor Griffin. He came back too. So I don't know how you reload like that and then some. I know I go to Jesuit, but still, things do happen. But I'll give it to them this year. They got back at us for the last couple years that I've been here. But it's been great, yeah, playing, especially against Calvin. We have a great relationship, especially from the Northwest Shootout, just kind of, talking, and we had weeks together, really. So it's been fun, but going against him the last couple of years, and I really am looking forward to keeping that relationship strong.
Calling Lake Oswego to the mats.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm getting back at all the people who always tell me I was recruited and our school recruits, and that's literally the word around the state is that's what we do. So I don't know how you get somebody from France and then somebody who lives 30 minutes away on your team. Both happen to be some of the top 25 players in the state. So I don't know. Just throwing that out there. I'm not saying anything.
He's a little bitter.
So let's talk about the Nike, not the Nike, but the Northwest Shootout. You guys got to play. You guys play with Calvin Hermanson. Talk about some of the players that were on the team with you.
All the guys that we've all known each other from. Of course, Khyan came in sophomore year. I've known all the guys from, growing up. And so, Caleb met Zach Gangler from. I've always heard of Zach, but he's from Silverton. AJ Lepre and Alex Roth. I know they were from Salem. Never really played against them until about this year. And then, of course, Calvin and Austin and Khyan. And so it was a. Vic. Don't forget about Vic.
Don't leave anybody.
It was a lot of fun because we play against each other all the time, so it was different to play with each other. And so it was so much fun where we were joking around saying, hey, let's everybody unsign. Let's go transfer to a new high school. Get held back a year. Let's make this a year-long thing. And so it was different, and it was so much fun.
Is that like that friendship and that camaraderie? Is that something just because you guys have played against each other, or how do you explain people who play against each other all the time just come together and just have that friendship already?
I think it's just a lot of respect. We go against each other, and we're all competitive, and we all probably run our mouth at some point when we're going against each other. But after the game, it's all respect, and we're all we know that we're top players in the state, and so we all. We still like to hang out and still good friends.
So who talks the most out of that group?
Vic.
Probably Vic. Yeah, Vic definitely has that mouth. He from Jeff. It's Vic. That's all you really got to say at the end of the day. It's Vic. So yeah, he probably has the biggest mouth in the team. But honestly, we all talk. We have a little group text going, so we're all in on that.
So explain that. What are you guys doing?
So basically, while we were at the hotel the night before the Northwest Shootout, we all got into we were chilling in the hotel. Coaches wouldn't let us go anywhere, so we all got into a group text. We were all in different rooms and stuff. So, and they wouldn't let us go out past like 10:30 or something, very childish like that. I don't know. So we had to get into a group text to communicate. So somebody started it up, and it's been going on as long as group text I've ever been a part of. But it's been going on, and we kind of just, it's kind of cool because you never really, the little things that happen to people. You're like, oh, Vic got hurt the other day, I guess. He had surgery actually, which was really surprising. Michael Loomis, didn't he get offered from? Somebody got offered from somewhere. I don't know.
Vic got an offer.
Vic, was it Vic? Vic got an offer from
Cal State Fullerton.
So, just little things like that you would never, I don't see him on a regular basis. I haven't seen Vic in months. And so it's just kind of cool to kind of keep in touch like that through it. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's definitely been fun while it has lasted.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing that you guys do to be able to keep in touch.
It's fun. It started out something small, and then it just keeps going. It's a lot of fun, but then when you're in school or you're trying to go to sleep at night and it's 12:30 and the guys who don't have school just keep blowing up your phone, it's a little hard to sleep and it's a little hard to pay attention in class. And so just building friendships and building relationships that will last a lifetime. So it's a lot of fun.
All right. So why don't we, what are your plans for the future? You're going to be graduating this June. What are you going to be doing after that?
I'm still deciding. Looking at University of Portland and Point Loma University. I'm taking a visit to them this upcoming Sunday. And so deciding between those two, I like them both, good academically, good religious schools, and good for basketball. And so definitely want to play after high school, and we'll just see how it goes.
Portland, they play in the WCC, play against Gonzaga, so some pretty good competition there.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
And I had a preferred walk-on offer at Gonzaga, and so that was cool. But then the whole walk-on thing is a little tough. But it'd be cool to play against teams. I idolized growing up when Adam Morrison was there, and he was my favorite player, and so it'd be cool to play against a team like that.
The stash.
Yeah. I had it when I was that young. I said I was gonna get a mustache, and then growing up, and realizing, hey, it's not gonna work.
The ladies don't dig it. All right. What about for you, Khyan?
Next year, I'm Princeton next year, but I actually found out the other day that they have this little program that I can do that I think I head out in July, in the middle of July, to knock some credits out. So that'll be fun to get out there before the wave of freshmen come in, and kind of get acclimated to everything out there. So I'm really looking forward to that. And outside of that, really just training and getting ready. They sent over a summer packet to work on while I'm here.
So you'll be playing at the next level at Princeton?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be playing at Princeton next year. And I'm really looking forward to coming in and trying to get some good minutes. So,
what are your prospects as far as are there seniors in front of you, guys who have played a lot? There's some turnover there?
Last year, I guess they were the top. This is from the coaches. They said that they were the tallest team in the country. So they started 6'4", 6'5". I don't know what they were. I was like, well, what are you doing with me?
From the opposite
so
direction.
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna knock that down a little bit. But no, they didn't really have a solid point guard starting last year. They have a couple guys. They definitely have some good point guards that are with them that are kind of moving up into that junior senior level that are definitely probably going to be starting next year. But they said that I have a really good chance to come in and play good minutes. So I'm really looking forward to that.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
So you guys got any shout-outs? Anybody you want to say hi to? I know those guys over at the...
Oh, yeah.
Shouts out to the group text.
That's the main one.
Alex Roth specifically was hitting me up.
He was, yep.
But everybody in general.
Yeah.
So do you have an update on Victor? We were going to try to have him on tonight, but obviously with his surgery and everything, do you know kind of what's up with him?
You probably know more about this than I do.
We're on the same AAU team, and so we were in Vegas, and one game he just collided, and he came up to me after the game. And he said, "Yeah, it just hurts," and then we kept going and toughed it out. But then he had sent us a picture of himself in a boot a couple days later. I was like, I didn't know it was that serious because he was walking around, and so I just learned that he's getting surgery. And so we don't really know that much about it, but we'll definitely find out soon.
All right, well, keep him in your thoughts then for everybody out there. He's one of the, Jefferson High School local PIL guys, so definitely, hopefully he does good. You said he got an offer from somebody as well,
Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah.
Played pretty good in Vegas. He knows how good he played, and so we'll stop at that.
Yeah. And he's the big talker too, so he can kind of put the two together. I'm sure that there was.
And when he's on and he's talking,
He'll let
it's
you know.
like, you just know it's Vic. That's what you just say at the end of the day.
All right. Well, again, we wanted to say thank you guys for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
You know, this Portland area hotbed for basketball. You know, we've had a lot of NBA guys coming out of this area, so it's always great to have guys who are representing the community well. Both of you guys, I've talked to some people around the area, and both of you guys have gotten nothing but like positive things said about you. So congratulations on wonderful years that you guys had, and congratulations on being kind of the young men that you guys are. And it's just a testament to kind of like the programs that you guys come from and the upbringing that you guys had, that you guys turned out so well. So again, want to say thank you very much for coming on, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
very
for
much.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Peter, Michelle, back to you.
Well, thank you, PJ. And we definitely want to thank Evan and Khyan for coming on this evening. I'll say it's a great interview. And if you want to catch them, you can watch those games. We should have a game of each of them online that you could catch. So if Evan played over at Tiger, we did that Lake Oswego game that PJ was talking about. That was just a fabulous game all the way down to the end. And
we also have the whole thing recorded.
I was going to say have that whole game recorded with the broadcast. And then we've got Khyan, which I believe we did the Jesuit Jefferson game a little earlier in the season as well. So catch both of those guys online.
And catch these episodes too.
So listen to it all. We've got a lot coming up. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, well, it looks like in 2 weeks we're going to have the Major League Ultimate Frisbee Portland Stags. We'll be probably covering that, maybe even have people here. And then we'll also be covering lacrosse, and the commissioner of the high school league, Dan Batter, will actually be here in 2 weeks, but I will actually not be here in 2 weeks.
I will not.
I am going to be in Vegas enjoying some sunny weather and concerts, so it'll be good.
I'm sure we won't get very many stories out of that.
None at all. None. Nothing.
We'll have to prod a little bit when you get back to see what we can get out of you. What the sports are like in Vegas.
Yes,
You'll tell
pretty
us, right?
much. Yeah, we'll see what 5 days in Vegas will do to me. Another reminder.
Is go online, check out that Northwest IBL. We're on there, so we're going to be doing audio for those games. Keep track. We want to thank everybody on the show tonight.
Yes,
the Boltz
we
for
do.
coming out. Go to their games. Look forward to that. We had also both the boys coming out from the Northwest Shootout.
And thank you to everyone here that helped support and make this show happen.
Tom.
Also,
I'll say Tom, Katie,
Yes.
Rob, everybody in the back.
everyone,
PJ.
thank you so much. And thank you to our mothers. This Mother's Day is this coming Sunday, May 12th, and do not forget. So
Take care of your mothers this Sunday. Michelle, we'll miss you next week. Thank you.